I don't think Frankenheimer wanted me. He didn't want anybody that had an opinion. Anyway, the studio wanted me. So I think I was inherent in the deal. And Frankenheimer went along with it, and then we got along pretty good, Frankenheimer and I, except for a couple of points.
The fact that Frankenheimer refused to use doubles and made the actors do the driving simply underlines how determined he was to make the thing work.
I was watching you on the first day here, and you didn't look too happy then. You're looking a bit happier now, I notice.
Well, it wasn't a matter of happy. I think it was, or unhappy. I think it was a matter of concern. Naturally, we want to know that the guy next to us is capable, and I want him to know that I'm capable. In other words, it's a very dangerous thing, I think, for actors to do. And it's a very dangerous thing for drivers to do, to sit in a car next to an amateur.
All the drivers except Garner went through Jim Russell's racing school. And I got these varying reports from Jim each day. And I'd get calls like the following. He'd say, well, the Frenchman, meaning Yves Montand, he said, the Frenchman, he said, is going to be all right. He's not a very good driver, but he'll be okay. I said, yeah. He said, the Italian hasn't got the faintest idea what he's doing, but he may be all right. He said, now the Englishman is hopeless. He said he can't even shift gears. So Brian Bedford, in reality, never drove in the picture. He was always double. Garner, we put with Bob Bondurant.
The studio got in touch with me and said, we'd like you to do a little training in these cars. I said, fine. And they assigned Bob Bondurant. They gave him to me for 2 months before the film, and we went out to Willow Springs. And I drove 2 or 3 different kinds of cars. I went in with the fact that I don't know anything about racing. I don't know anything about driving. And what Bondurant taught me was a lot.
I thought Garner did an excellent job of driving. He got smooth, he got going fairly quick. If he was in a real race, he would have been able to beat several drivers. In a Formula One race, that's saying a lot.
You know, we'd go a little faster, and a little faster, and a little faster. And then he would go to the corners and he would look and see you're not going in deep enough there or you're going in too soon. We'd build up the speed and build up the speed on each lap until I found out that's about my limit. And it was pretty close to his, too.
I honestly believe that if Garner had decided he was going to do this as a young man, he could have made a very good career as a race driver. He was that good.
Are you conscious of this all the time, or are you more conscious of getting your right profile in the shots?
Well, no. When you're in a car, particularly a Formula car, but any car, you cannot think of anything else. I mean, if you don't think of going from one point to another, from one your braking point to your gearing down to where you make your turn into a corner, if you stray from that and you worry about where that camera is or anything like that, then you're off the course. So we strictly do not worry about it. We'll do our acting in the pits.
I never felt like it was dangerous, even when we did the fire sequence at Brands Hatch. I did that stunt, and I had 2 bottles of butane in there that were leading to tubes, letting the fuel out. And I just turned them both off as I pulled off to the side, and as I started to get out, it just blew into a ball of fire. I think that's when the insurance company canceled my insurance on the picture. I drove the last month and a half without insurance.
I'm okay.
Well, I got to thank Steve McQueen for not doing it and left it open for me to do. McQueen didn't see it. He was my next-door neighbor. He didn't see it for, a year or so. And finally, Chad, his son, made him take it. And I was driving home. I stopped, say hi. And he said, well, we went to your movie. I said, yeah, what do you think? He said, pretty good picture, pretty good picture. Yeah, that's about as much as you're going to get out of Steve.